Hello and welcome back to the channel Life of Bonsai. This is my bonsai spring update. I'll be going over all of my trees, the plans that I have for each of them, and the things that made it and the things that didn't. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with my spring bonsai update. So I'm going to get started with this collected hackberry crazy specimen. So it's kind of like a semi-cascade. This I got this one I would say about a month ago or so. And as you can see, it's got really nice space right there, Navari. Really nice barking. Starting to cork real nicely, as you can see. The leaves are pretty nice actually. So the leaf size is not too bad. It's not too bad actually. Really good sizing of the leaves. And of course, still needs development. The goal for this year is just to let it grow and maybe start pruning a lot of those crossing branches, like right here, just crossing that way, and just things that need to be pruned. I like this as my front, but that might change down the line. Next thing, I have my boxwood, and this boxwood I'll be putting it in the bonsai show, the local bonsai society show. Now this is not a like one of those bonsai shows for professional trees or anything like that. This is just for members, a club. um, but I think this tree has turned out pretty decently. You might remember from my previous videos where I've been showing you the progress of this tree. So moss still pretty green. I showed you a video of the progress of this, and so far this is what I have on the tree. I think it looks pretty okay. As far as now, there's not really plans after the show. Of course, I'm going to be working on ramification. So you can't really tell much, but all the growth behind is coming from one branch back here. So I need to grow a branch, as you can see, on this side right here. So that is the goal for this tree. Now next thing, I have my Trident Maple, which I also got this year, and it's growing really well. So I guess with the repot, I might have cut a little bit more roots on this side than this side. The growth on this one is so much vigorous, but on this side is taking its time to get all that growth. So, but for now, just let it grow, make sure that it recovers well, and that's the plan. Now, my water jasmine. This thing is just gnarly. And let me change the brightness a little bit so you can see it better. There you go. So, this has a lot of growth, so it's getting growth all over. As you can see, it's just crazy. That trunk is maybe around 6-7 inches or so on at the Navari, and with it being inside for overwintering, it dropped a lot of its leaves, but it's starting to bud out real nicely. So a lot of new buds. This one flowers, and it has amazing fragrant white flowers. In my opinion, I think it's a little stronger than the gardenias. Kind of the same smell, but plans for this one just to let it grow. And one of the club members mentioned that I could put this in the show as well, so this is going to the show. Again, it's not a professional show, it's just for club members, but it's fun. This is just an accent plant that I have that is going to go alongside the actual boxwood to show as, the accent plant. Here is my Brazilian rain tree. And plan for this one, just to let it grow, make sure that it grows. You might remember the repotting that I did on changing it to this training pot, and it's doing really well. It's doing really, really well. Willow leaf ficus, some cuttings here for Benjamina, and then I have my kumquat back there, which is doing really well. This is another project. This is a Ficus Mcarpa, and as you can see right here, I have my lead, which is going to be taken over. I might need to remove this branch and this down here, so all the growth could be focused on this one. And I do want to maybe remove this right here, because it's just pushing to the front. Now what I do want to let grow is this back here. So as this grows and thickens up, it's going to fill out more of that Nevari right here, which is going to make it look even wider. And it's a pretty decent tree, honestly. It's got good potential. So you can see, it's a lot of time and development, but it is going to turn out really nice. And right here, just that corked bark jade, which is just doing its thing. Now back here I have my fused Ficus Benjamina, and it dropped a lot of its leaves also being indoors, but now that it's outside, it's got tons of new shoots growing all over the tree. And I did do an approach graft. My friend David, he helped me do an approach graft because I want this tree to be more compacted. So you can see the branches are just too wide, so I want it to be more compacted so it can look even better, and that trunk is going to look even more powerful once the tree is more compacted. So I'm planning on doing another approach graft right here, up here, and up here. That way I'm able to bring down those branches shorter, because this is old wood, so it's not going to back bud. Benjaminas are not well known for back budding, so if I was to prune this right here, most likely 90% I'm guessing of the chances is that this branch is going to die off, and to grow another branch is just a pain. But that's the plan. I have just some kumquat seedlings right there, the golden bean or Hong Kong kumquat, so they're doing well. And back here I have the repotted willow leaf ficus. I also made a video about that one. A lot of leaves dropped, but it's growing really, as you can see, a bunch of buds opening up. And back there is hard to get to that one, is the barberry, and it's over rock, and it's just letting it recover, so it's doing well too. Back here I have the massive bougainvillea, which is doing really, really well. I just love the bark. It just looks old, it looks gnarly, it just looks crazy, crazy nice. So I ordered a pot for this one. It's an oval, and most likely, I haven't seen this thing flower. I got this last year, but most likely the flowers are purple. So I got me this pot. It's kind of like a multicolor. It's got like a bluish with purple and like darker tones. So it's really nice. It's really nice. Now, here it comes. The giveaway tree. I have it up there so it can get as much sun as possible, but it hasn't bud out yet. Still green underneath. I scratched the bark and they're still green, so fingers crossed. I'm really hoping that it pulls through. Maybe it's just been a little late. Weather has been crazy, cold, warm, so maybe that's what it is. But I'm hoping that it is going to pull through. If it does not happen to wake up, I am going to still change the giveaway. So the giveaway is still going. So I'm just going to get another tree, which is going to be really nice as well. But fingers crossed. I have my Nandina over here. crazy thing on this one too. So started getting a lot of nice growth up here, but there was one of these days that was super crazy windy, and the wind just really stressed out the plant, and everything just died out of the new growth. I guess it burned out or something, I'm not sure. So I'm hoping that it pulls through. It's really nice. It's really, you know, beautiful. It's got really nice movement, and twin trunk is just beautiful. So hopefully it makes it. I have the massive Trident Maple, and I just did a air layer. As you can see, did an air layer right here. So it's it's doing well. So no dieback yet. It's been about maybe I would say maybe like a week and a half or 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks now, and no dieback at the top. So I think that's telling me something good, right? It's just growing more bigger and at the top, so it's doing well. And I can't wait to be able to chop this down and have two different trees, and that's gonna be pretty exciting. Right here I have, here it is, my Chinese elm, which is just taking off like crazy. So no plans for this one, honestly, at the moment. I'm just gonna let it grow. The pot, you may remember in the videos, it was repotted. It was on a longer pot, but slightly narrower. This one is wider but shorter, so it's gonna improve that Navari. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I think it's more balanced out. It was too wide at the top and too short at the bottom, but now it's wider at the top and shorter. As you can see, it kind of has that nice shape, triangular shape. So just gonna let it grow, do its thing, and I'm sure that trunk is gonna thicken up a little bit more. Hopefully I'm able to get that bark back again on the tree, because this peeled off a while back ago. So hopefully I get it to bark up again. And this is just a little project here. Is a Benjamina, and I'm trying to do a fusion on this one, and the roots are already fused, so it's doing really well. So I re-put it into this container with better soil, and I was able to see that the base of the trunks are pretty much fusing, so that is really good. That is really good. I have a Crip Myrtle poke mulch over here. I have it here on the side because I need to treat it. It has, as you can see, some Crip Myrtle scale. Sorry, so I do need to treat it. I already have the treatment that I'll be doing, but it's waking up nicely, so that is really good. This is a poke mulch which has really tiny leaves. It's gonna do really well. I think this is a different variety that's growing on the side, because that's not really growing on the actual tree itself. It's just on the side. As you can see, this is the actual side of the leaves. Pretty cool. And I got this Ficus Benjamina from the marketplace for $10. So I picked it up. So there it is. You might remember one of my most recent videos about this Crip Myrtle. This is a white Crip Myrtle. I just love the base on this thing. It's really cool looking base. And I let this grow out. I haven't got any back budding down here, but Crip Myrtles are great at back budding. That's not going to be an issue. White flowers Crip Myrtles, so that's going to be a beautiful tree someday. Here is my collected massive cedar elm. This is going to be kind of like an upright style, but it's got really nice, I would say Navari-ish kind of. So it's doing well. I saw a bud, but it's at the back. I can't really show it, but that's the first bud that I saw, and I know it's going to pull through. It's going to do really well. I've been trying to do a bonsai out of a poinsettia, but all of them keep dying on me. I don't know why. But this one is kind of dying out a little bit, but then it bounces back again, and then it gets sad again. I don't know. So just doing its thing. Another Crip Myrtle Pokemon back there, starting to wake up. And just little willow leaf ficus right here, which also dropped the leaves when they were overwintered inside. I made a video as well about this Portulacaria afra cork bark, and here is another one right here, and just doing their thing. And lastly, I have this collected cedar elm. You may remember this from last year's video. I'm currently doing also an air layer on that tree right there, so I'm going to bring it down. So I'm going to do an air layer here, and then I'm going to do about 2 more air layers until I can bring it down to where the movement is at. Really nice movement, but after that it's just straight. So I'm going to bring it down to the movement and repot next year. And back there is just one of the boxwoods that I was able to get from some landscapers that were removing trees from this front yard. So it's just back there recovering, doing its thing. But that is pretty much all I got for you today. I really do hope you enjoyed and stick to the end of the video. Don't forget about the giveaway. At 7,000 subscribers, I will be announcing the winner. Again, if the tree does not make it, I will definitely be getting another tree for you guys. So please subscribe, share. That really helps the channel a lot. And you guys have a wonderful day.